Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another Watchalong. Barcelona versus Rayo Vallecano. It's an early kickoff. I know a lot of you guys are still sleeping, or are those in Europe, in Barcelona. It's right in the middle of the day. Funny enough, there was a report that was circulating throughout the media that the players, they actually don't like playing at this time, and I agree. Who likes playing now in the middle of the day? I'd rather have that either, towards the end of the day where the weather isn't as hot and a lot more people are able to watch the game. But it is what it is, guys. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. Hopefully you guys doing amazing. Hansi Flick for tonight's lineup decided to go really, really strong. I was actually surprised. I was not expecting so many of the starters who started against Newcastle to start tonight against Rayo. It seems that Hansi Flick, he wants to end it off and he wants to take zero risks. As guys, Real Madrid, they do play Atletico Madrid in just a couple hours, so he wants to make sure the 3 points are in the bag. And then from then on, Barcelona in the cruise control. Joan Garcia in goal, Joao Cancelo, Gerard Martin, Pau Corsi, and Araujo. Araujo returns to the starting lineup. Pedri, Barcelona, Raphinha, Fermin Lopez, Lamine Yamal, and Lewandowski. I personally don't like Araujo right there in the right back position. I would much rather see Xavi Sparta start. I think in this type of situation and in this type of scenario, I would much rather see the youngster rather than the Uruguayan. I think he very limits the progression on that right-hand side. And if you are going to play him in the center back spot. Move Cancelo out to the right, Gerard Martin out to the left. I think that's a much more efficient back line. But I'm not the coach. I'm not paid the millions. That is Hansi Flick. Good morning, my friend. Hi. Hope you are doing fantastic. Good to see you. But today's a good opportunity. Today is a good opportunity to get the 3 points, put the pressure on both Atletico and Real Madrid, but especially Real, as Atletico, they're not really in the title race. And then from then on, look to advance. Predictions, I'm going 3-1 Barca. 3-1, 4-1. Nah, 3-1. 3-1. What's up, Thomas? Good morning. Oh, I mean, you're in Europe, so. I thought we were doomed when Joan Garcia was subbed against Newcastle. Luckily, he's fine. Yeah. That knock scared me a bit. Thankfully, nothing too serious happened.
Rayo did give Barcelona a bit of a scare.
There we go.
An early blip for Barca when they went to the outskirts of Madrid and were held to a 1-1 draw back in August.
Almost
summer-like days as well. The pitch looking pristine.
That
4-0.
Barcelona keep a clean sheet. What's up, Cornball? Welcome, my friend.
Humiliated the Premier League's Newcastle United this week. It's been a great week for Spanish teams in the Champions League.
It has. Real Madrid pummeling Man City. Celta, I believe. Real Betis. Who am I missing? Rayo as well. All doing well in Europe. Advancing. Barcelona smashing.
Here's a good overlapping run. Yeah, Barcelona play the high line. It looks as though it hasn't worked. Ball is teased in there. What a big save. It's a good job that Juan Garcia passed that fitness test to take
That's
the
offside.
Barcelona goal. Carlos Martin selected, surprisingly, to lead the strike force, almost gave Rayo the lead.
And if you saw the game against Newcastle,
What a save from Joan Garcia already.
Both of the goals were scored. An overlapping run down the left-hand side, breaking the offside line. A ball played into the box. It was Elanga for Newcastle who came in on that occasion. Big chance. Good save, Garcia.
Oh, nice Bernal. No foul on the wall. Okay. No foul.
Lewandowski, who managed to get back on his feet.
He got the ball, didn't he? And the follow-through just about caught Lewandowski.
The referee was right on top of it. Lewandowski back up, bouncing. This is Chavaria. Pate Cis.
Plays as the holding midfield player. He's going as the left-sided centre half.
Oh, I was going to look at this.
Last week he was the hero. He scored the equalising goal against Levante in minute 94.
Look at this save from João Garcia. We would have had to check on whether this was onside or offside because I'm pretty sure he was off.
Come in at right back, or would he go in at centre half? You were absolutely
And I need a replay of that. What do you think UCL-wise, round of 16? I'm going to start with Barcelona's perspective. I'm really happy on how Barcelona performed in the round of 16. In the quarterfinals, I'm also confident. I respect Atletico Madrid. I think, you know, they can definitely cause some issues. You saw that in the Copa del Rey. But I do think that Barcelona are the better team. I do think that we're going to advance. And I do see us in the semifinals of the UCL. In regards to the other teams, the big surprise, I would say, was Real beating Man City. But at the same time, using hindsight, it's understandable why Real Madrid would beat Man City. Of course, it's Real Madrid. Araujo, switch the play. Okay, no. Man City this season have really been a little bit inconsistent. That's why they are second and a couple points behind Arsenal. They're not the Man City of old. This Man City team is going through a rebuild. It was going through a good, you know, run of games, getting victories, having on a nice little winning streak, and that's why the momentum was there. But Real Madrid with the magic of Federer that gave them that huge cushion in the start. What's your predictions against Atletico for both Madrid and Barca? I think Madrid win today, if I'm being honest. Or I think they do win. I think it's going to be a close one. One thing that I did see is usually these games at the Bernabeu, they are very close. Usually 1-1s. It's like a one-goal margin. Hopefully we see something different because obviously I want to. Do you want to see goals as a neutral? But I'm expecting a Real Madrid victory today. In regards to Barcelona, we played them three times in 10 days. So we're going to be we're already familiar with them, but we're going to be playing with them a lot. Oh, nice, Lamine. Ah.
Pedri.
And you see that run from Araujo isn't the same.
Goes through a hot knife through butter there. Chavarria. That's the full force of Barcelona right from the start of this game.
Foul. Okay.
The team to concede that early chance, weren't they? Run from Chavarria down the left-hand side.
Was that the referees?
Nudge in the back.
Oh yeah, his little like foam fell off.
Cancelo.
Well, Cancelo has been a very intelligent signing for Barcelona.
He has. That's a signing that Deco has hit on. You know, he's hit the head on the nail right there.
To fill the left back and right back positions, they've got injuries to Balde, the left back.
Some people were saying, "Oh, he doesn't have the level. He's coming from Saudi. Why you're paying so much?" And I even had, you know, some doubts about his signing as well. But Deco has managed to too much on it.
Midfield, the four Pedro Diaz, sees back to Bataya.
Look how high Barcelona pressing right there. No, he falls. Come on. I'm predicting a 2-1 for Rayo.
Danger is there. They're still only 4 points away from the
Hey, but you're a hater. You're a hater, that's why.
Hansi Flick. I'm not sure it's pullover day. There we go. All suitably dressed in the opposing corner, Inigo Perez. Big news this week that Athletic Club will be saying
All right.
goodbye to Ernesto Valverde in the summer. In the ideal world, they would like a basket.
Barcelona since the return of the Spotify camp now,
It all up is the favourite, but
we've been
Inigo Perez
absolutely flawless in this stadium. Oh, Raphinha.
slightly overrun there by Raphinha, and he leaves a little bit in on Araujo, the defender.
Well, it wasn't good play all round. First of all, Rayo Vallecano gave
A yellow card already for Rafa?
His pass was a bit too long for Raphinha. Raphinha miscontrols it. Tackle comes in, and then he commits a foul that gets him a yellow card.
Hold on, I want to see this foul again.
Raphinha for a little while.
Oh, it's because he steps on him.
It's a foul.
Okay.
No doubt about that.
Barca has been great against small teams this season. We have been great against these small teams.
5 goals in his last 2 matches. Raphinha a hat-trick last week against Sevilla. A brace against Newcastle. Lejeune. Attire looking for Izzy Palazon, as you rightly say, Stuart, playing in this advanced
Nice,
position.
Barcelona recovering the ball quickly.
Barcelona make the most of the extra space in midfield. Pedri's doing his best, draws a foul.
Hey, Pedri turned and he was in space right there.
The crowd and the Barcelona players want a yellow card now that they've given Raphinha one. Yeah, great awareness and skill from Pedri.
What a turn from Pedri.
2 or 3 players around him.
Into space, but
Wriggles away
off
from
balance.
trouble.
That's why you see him fall.
Araujo.
Good pass, Lamine.
Yamal.
What a switch from Bernal.
Teenager flying it wide to Raphinha. Pedri. Araujo. Much as expected in the opening 10 minutes. Rayo feeling their full
Nice.
Barcelona.
Nice, Martin. No!
Just they call it a daisy cutter.
Sure you'll find
Joe Martin saw his name in the spotlight.
to midfield from his centre-half position, Gerard Martin.
He did a great job of breaking down the line.
The centre-halves have space in front of them. They often come out with the ball.
Breaking through the line. What's your favorite match that you've watched live?
As well. I don't think you'd find too many worms on this pitch either, Stuart. Martin.
Favorite match? When you're talking about live, are you referring to being in the stadium or just in general, just watching the game live?
Barca just dipping their toe in the water, trying to draw Rayo Vallecano out of their tight, disciplined shape. Good run, perfectly timed from Cancelo.
Ah, the cross isn't great.
Potential to hang in the air for Robert Lewandowski.
Just watching?
You know that Robert Lewandowski is a great finisher, but he's also very good in the air.
I'd probably have to say
In midweek against Newcastle when he beat Livramento at the far post.
the World Cup final, the 2022 World Cup final.
In all competitions this season for Robert
Argentina played so well for 80 minutes
in the summer.
of that match. Otamendi with his bozo gene.
Sign him
He made things super difficult.
season, and they
He put Argentina under pressure, and then Mbappe, he turned alive in those last minutes of the match. Oh, no.
Problem is
Ah.
finances. Barcelona's biggest spend last summer was on the goalkeeper Jean Garcia, about 30 million euros.
Great work, Cancelo.
Pedri. Raphinha, finding neither to scuttle back. They've got an overload on this side of the field if they can look this way.
But yeah, that World Cup match was just amazing to watch. As I wasn't a neutral. I was supporting Argentina. You know, that's the national team. Oh, Raphinha, you're through. Raphinha, you're through.
Direct run to goal here. Big chance. Gift not accepted by Raphinha. Well, that is a big escape for Rayo Vallecano. Major escape.
Good effort, Raphinha. Good effort, but oh man, the chance that you just missed.
He's trying to be clever and play it into Lejeune. Just can't quite get with his right foot. He was just going to lift it over the trailing leg, roll it along the ground. He didn't quite get it right.
That was a bad miss from Rafa. He was through one-on-one.
He's got away with it.
Absolutely.
Look at these chances that he's missing.
Watched all of the Rayo Vallecano games as the commentator
Raphinha in this position right here.
this season, and that is a ploy of Bataya.
Araujo, you're through. Cross that, cross that, cross that.
Look at this from Araujo. Refreshed. Eager to
Corner.
place in this
And Raphinha in this position, he could have just curled it.
role.
He could have curled it, but he wanted to go to the goalkeeper's left-hand side,
Yeah. Chased him back.
right here, and not able to take advantage of it.
Pace and strength, isn't he?
Barcelona forgive Rayo for a mistake.
Sending off against Chelsea in the Champions League before Christmas. Good to see him back. He will be a target from set plays.
Time fighting for space. It was a clever routine to try to nick it in at the near post. Raphinha heading off for a high-profile international game against France this week.
Is Rayo already starting to waste time?
Thursday night, Stuart. Here's Palazon. Barcelona come out in unison again. Good defending this time.
Just couldn't quite get his pass away.
EC is such a great player.
There's Balde, Koundé, Christensen, De Jong, the injured players for Barcelona at the moment.
Christensen, Frankie de Jong, Balde, and Koundé. Transfer rumors surrounding Koundé and Balde.
The youngsters have been brought into the pool of players.
If big offers arrive, of course you'd be willing to sell these players. But Barcelona, you know, we have no necessity to sell them.
When they get short, they
I'd rather sell Ferran. I'd rather sell Araujo.
as they call it,
Let go of Lewandowski.
at the academy. Here's Six, who's looking uncomfortable in that centre-back role.
A decent run through the middle.
Araujo is down. This is a little concerning. Appears to have done himself a bit of damage here.
Let's hope it's just a knock rather than anything else. Just holding his...
You got hit in the eye or something?
Get a whack with an arm here. The trailing boot might have just caught him.
Something like that. It's always super uncomfortable when that happens.
Starting. He's been a replacement in 8 of the last 9 matches for Barcelona. Bataya hitting it long.
All right.
Gerard Martin.
Great work. Great work, boys. Great work. That was lovely from
Back to Balde at the start of
the guys.
season.
Clear that, clear that, clear that.
As an emergency. And now with Araujo fit, firing. He's the preferred
Oh, Fermin. Lovely work. Switch to play, switch to play.
Lamine Lopez. Pedri rise the challenge.
Nothing. Cancelo with the ball.
Time and space for Cancelo.
No one makes the overlapping run.
Araujo.
Oh, Fermin, what a turn.
Defender for dead. Passes on
Oh.
to Lewandowski, but
Fermin is feeling himself. Fermin is feeling himself. And what a season he is having, guys.
Late challenge where the ball had gone. The referee spotted that.
When you look at Fermin Lopez's stats this season, look at this.
Just as Valentine was playing the ball off.
Look at Fermin Lopez.
It's always worth a risk in those sort of
Last season, 8 goals and 9 assists in all competitions. And we were saying, oh, wow, you know, Fermin Lopez really improving on what he did on the season prior. You can see right here. And this season, he's improved upon that. Less games played as well. This season, arguably the best attacking midfielder in the world. Offside, 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 offside. Referee.
Probably was offside, but it was a deeper run that would have been onside. Where the pass was meant for.
Cancelo has the mark of Martin. Oh, brilliant. It makes it so easy.
That's a foul.
Great turn. Lamine Yamal. Superb challenge from Xavi.
Oh!
Completely committed to getting to the ball. That play continues around him. Cease decides not to dive into Lamine Yamal.
That's a penalty, no?
To be there, a case to be answered. The referee is there busily telling Lamine Yamal to get back on his feet. I'm sure this is going to go to a VAR review.
Lamine Yamal beats his man, no?
Look at it, but I think he probably did go down a fraction too easily here. The leg does come out from Cease. Does he make big contact?
Oh, I think did he not leave his foot out there?
His leg was left out there. Every chance.
Lamine Yamal beats his man, no?
Have a look at it, but I think everything's okay with the VAR.
No, nothing. Okay.
Just about with him. It does look as though he went down a fraction too easily. Jean Garcia, who went off against Newcastle, looks like he's got the same problem again.
Well, this is bizarre. There was a suggestion if he played today, he would be with his injured leg patched up.
See,
Reported as a calf injury this week. Chesney was expected to be playing.
To me, this seems to be a strange decision. If a player, particularly a goalkeeper, goes off Wednesday night, Wednesday night.
that's worrying.
Midweek.
Joan Garcia injured?
Surprising that he was deemed fit enough to play today. Been told to go and sit back down. Chesney, yes, he has.
Wait, so what's going on? Wait,
It's not a very good challenge from Cease, but I don't think it's enough to bring Yamal down.
The more replays I see, the more I think it was a penalty.
He thought it was a dive. The VAR obviously thought.
I don't know. I'd have to see the replay on that.
Maybe it was his reaction not to go chasing after the referee and to accept the decision so freely.
I don't think it has any.
We have to see on whether this was a penalty or not. You can see the leg across Lamine Yamal, but there's a Lamine Yamal. I need to see more replays on that. From what I'm seeing, it depends.
Can't influence the referee or the VAR.
Joan Garcia,
A replay.
if you're not feeling at 100%, no risk should be taken.
Jean Garcia is going through his own personal fitness test back there.
Is Joan Garcia, I don't think this is on Joan Garcia. I think that this is on Hansi.
In the Spain national team. Many would regard him as the best goalkeeper by far in the country this season, but he's only just got the call.
Not quite happening for Barcelona at the moment. 21 minutes in. Two of their players haven't quite been at their best.
That is true.
Raphinha being one of them. Yamal another.
There is Lamine Yamal.
Oh, Raphinha!
Safety tip over. Best yet from Barca.
What a pass from Lamine!
In recent weeks and last maybe year or so, that outside of the football from Yamal, absolutely perfect. Not connected with particularly well by Raphinha.
Oh, Raphinha! No, Raphinha's just being so wasteful.
A little bit too far in front of him, but the goalkeeper takes no chances.
That pass from Lamine was insane. He's able to give a Travella pass to Raphinha, inch perfect. Ah.
Near post.
He tried to score, didn't he, from the last one?
Rafa can't even get contact on the ball.
Rayo going man for man with the Barcelona players. They keep a tight control of everybody in there. Gerard Martin is close to getting there. Lewandowski waiting for any bits and pieces that may fall his way. I get the impression that Mark Bernal, only 18 years of age, is still growing.
Yeah, of course. You saw the news that they're going to use Ferran in a swap deal? Yeah. Araujo!
And Araujo is back with a bang.
There we go.
Right place, right time.
Barcelona take the lead. From a corner, Araujo scores. Header. What a header.
Well, Bataya, not quite sure what he was doing. Started to come.
Andres Iniesta also in the stands.
Couldn't make a challenge. He misjudged the flight of the ball. There's nobody else coming round the back. Araujo. Does he commit a foul in winning the header? I don't think he does. She just jumps well.
Yeah.
Good header.
Well, what foul is that right here?
Actually had
No.
his shirt pulled by Cease, I think.
Yeah, it's no foul here.
Good battle between the two. Or certainly Araujo wanted it more than Cease.
He was just the stronger man in the arm wrestle, wasn't he?
Exactly. Valid goal. Cancelo set piece.
Can't get there. He's not in a position
Barcelona
to
take the
make a
lead.
save. Good header from the right.
Come on.
His third La Liga goal of the season. Celebrations on the bench. I'm sure it was something that was devised on the training pitch this week. The short amount of time they had together after the rest and recovery.
Lovely move by Araujo.
Barcelona seeking a quick fire second here. Raphinha, Cancelo drives down the left. Pedro.
It was a great header from Araujo.
To Kupasi.
Let me find the image right here. No. And the way that Araujo celebrates as well, you can see it. But yes, Van Lee, I did see the news about Ferran and a potential swap deal for Julian Alvarez. Now, I would be open to that. Ferran, 60 million euros, 50 million euros.
Cease stands his ground. And
Lamine Yamal booked.
all hugs and handshakes when Lamine Yamal.
Oh, wow.
Down by Pathé Cease a few minutes ago, but Cease has stayed down this time, and Lamine Yamal is in trouble for leaving his foot in there.
Yeah, he just stood on Cease. Don't think there's any intention. He's almost trying to pull out the challenge, but his foot has to go down somewhere, and it goes down on the foot of Cease. That's what the referee saw, and that's why he's given him a yellow card. I'm sure I fully agree with it. Two yellow cards that are fairly soft for Barcelona.
Exactly two of their hard men, either is it Raphinha and Lamine Yamal.
There's the goal again. You said it's one off the training field, but I think it's probably one that actually went slightly wrong, because usually you'd have more players at the back post or to be coming from deeper. I think the actual intention was to go into the near post. He overhit it and he was in the right place. jumping against the centre half who doesn't normally play there.
Araujo back in the team. It gives Barcelona another dimension. Another tall, towering player in the set-piece situations. And defensive situations like that as well.
When you look at the side, he's the best header of the ball, isn't he? Maybe along with Lewandowski, who's also mentioned is much better in the air than people give him credit for.
Okay. Does a Lewa plus Julian pairing make more sense than a Ferran plus Julian pairing? See, but Atletico would rather a Ferran. One, he's younger. I think he'd fit his style of play fantastically well.
Appeared to have been body checked by Araujo.
No yellow card, referee?
Lamine Yamal is the player.
Plus Ferran is much younger.
And the supporters asking for a little more protection. Was that similar to the challenge that Yamal made and he was cautioned?
Well, he's trying to win the ball. I think there's a bit of foot, a bit of ball. Right, referee's probably right to give a free kick and right not to give a yellow card as well. Not every challenge is a yellow card.
You had a speaking engagement at some local referees association this week. You've been very kind to the officials, Stuart.
But not in the pocket.
Okay job.
Call it as you see it.
It's a couple of soft. Agree with every decision. I think a couple of soft yellow cards for Barcelona. I don't think that was worthy of a yellow card.
What a pass from Pedri. Rafa, Cancelo. Cancelo, cross it.
Cancelo low and
Raphinha, take a shot.
Comes back to Raphinha.
No, it's the crossbar.
Concern here. Yes, Lamine Yamal is hobbling in the penalty area.
What a chance.
Good strike from Raphinha. Goalkeeper looked as though he was going down. May have taken a deflection. Just got his top hand to it.
Suddenly took a diversion between boot and bar. Kubasi. Araujo.
No, Araujo. Nice. Cuba.
This is Pedri. They're now on a driving run. Cease sensibly knocks it out of play.
And here's the save. Does it take a deflection? Yes, it does.
Oh, just made that save all the more impressive.
He was going a little bit too early, I would say, but did take the deflection. Just gets that top hand up in time.
Find Araujo. Another goal from a corner.
Has been for the last 10 minutes or so.
They may be keeping a tighter grip on Araujo this time. Raphinha trying to seek him out. Easy head away by Lejeune. Now Cease.
What a tackle from Cuarsi.
Textbook perfect tackle from
Raphinha's
Kubasi.
got to be a little bit careful. I mean, got a yellow card, he whacks the ball away. Great tackle from Kubasi. Had to get that absolutely right on Palazon. As the ball went out of play, Raphinha kicked it 60 yards down the touchline.
Cancelo, you're into tons of space right here. Find Rafa, find Rafa.
Spine of the side, all played against Newcastle.
Ah.
Araujo. You see Gavi is on the bench again today. Of course, he's been out since August, taking 8 minutes last week.
Jamartin too slow with releasing the ball. Hopefully Gavi gets a nice 15 minutes 5 minutes, something at least,
Shielding their eyes from the
in the second half.
beautiful sunshine.
He's going to have a nice little 2 weeks of training under Hansi
Players perspiring as they put their heart
with
and soul
most of the
into
team
this.
away.
Rayo Vallecano on a European adventure, but there's still a fight against relegation for them, especially if they were to lose today.
So had a word with the referee, and the referee has a word with him.
That's a scowl from Adrian Cordero, the official.
Still no throw in. All right.
That's a launch from Cancelo. Now Pedri.
Oh, Pedri.
Cancelo. Brilliant movement from Fermin.
That's a yellow. That's a yellow. That's a yellow.
Manhandled. The referee, close
That's
to
a yellow.
opening up the card count. Oscar Valentin, the first Rayo player to suffer a caution.
Yeah, quite right. He gets the yellow card. He wraps his arm round Fermin, stops him playing the ball forward.
Trying an Arda Goulet there, attempting a long distance goal.
It was a good try. It was a good try from Cancelo. It didn't work out.
Well, he has his bench, I don't think you can say warming up on a day like today, limbering up Inigo Perez.
The right thing to do going forward. They had 4 versus 4 on the halfway line. Barcelona really trying to press high up the field. Just left the 4 back against the 4 attacking players for Rayo Vallecano. Just couldn't get possession.
Here's Pedri. Araujo. Now lets it go.
Well, a switch.
First time.
Cancelo. Run into the space.
Cancelo. Pedri. It's all one-touch football from the Spain international. Lamine Lopez.
Fermin Lopez doing one too many right there. Nice, Pedri. Great job recovering. Oh, come on.
Run down the right-hand side from Fran Perez to Izzy Palazon. Palazon looking for the gap. The referee gets in the way of things. Perez again. Barcelona being forced to defend a little deep here. Rachu goes on a
Nothing.
down the right-hand side. He is claiming he was fouled. The referee's assistant on the far side saw nothing.
And it was in the box, so they can look at it.
Hmm.
The right back, Ratiu. Was there a foul here? No. I think he's flicking the ball. I don't think that is a foul.
There's a very small band of Rayo Vallecano supporters up in the top tier of the stadium. The referee has made
So much space for Lamine.
It has been reviewed and it wasn't worthy of a penalty. Lamine Yamal trying to force a penalty of his own.
I believe that's something that's going to come into Lamine Yamal's game. The explosive nature.
Should have done a bit better there.
Him being a little bit more pacey on the ball.
Run, he came short and then spun in behind the defender.
He's rapid on it.
Over the top, had a lot of room in the 1v1.
But in those spaces right there, he isn't a Raphinha.
In the end,
He isn't a Balde.
Araujo to Lamine Yamal. Made it look easy to find. I mean, Lopez in there now. Cici's down again. He's been in the wars. Pathé.
Brilliant run, brilliant pass. Just couldn't quite get it under control as he's swinging his leg to shoot. Cease just steps in and pinches the ball. See, I don't think Fermin Lopez makes any attempts. From that angle, it looks a little bit worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's not enough contact to warrant a
Slow
foul.
motion.
That's why I'm leaving the analysis to you. You're still 100% right, the referee?
I'm not 100%, but on first viewing, when we saw the first 3 or 4, I would still say the referee's right not to give the penalty. That would still be my view.
Maybe in the view of the VAR, it wasn't clear and obviously wrong. It'll be interesting to hear the views of Andy Moreno and I think Luis Garcia from afar. As we head back to the
What?
studios at the break.
No foul on Araujo right here? Let's see this.
If it continues like this, Stuart Robson's going to be naming Adrian Cordero as his man of the match.
I don't think you've been listening completely. It's a
I
couple of
listen-
the yellow cards
I
have
listen
been.
to every word.
A couple of the yellow cards have been soft, I would say.
Offside. Okay.
And I'm used to you not listening, so.
Hey?
The early break, didn't he? Chavarria, and they broke the offside line. He got down the left-hand side and played it across the box. One time that Garcia has had to make a save. A couple of minutes or so. Very little from Rayo Vallecano in an attacking sense since that.
Well, they have so much
Okay.
in reserve. Danny Olmo,
Penalty or no penalty, guys?
Ferran Torres, who's put out of the picture at the moment. We wouldn't expect Robert Lewandowski to play back-to-back games. But
I don't think that's enough contact to warrant a
4
penalty.
starts in a row for Lewandowski, who has been playing.
As the commentator said, not all contact is a foul.
Due to his eye injury.
He's absolutely right. Hansi Flick, he's been playing the centre forward who's been in form, and in the early part of the season, Ferran Torres was in form, looks like he's going to score in every game. Then he went off the ball, Lewandowski's come in and done well. So he starts.
Ferran Torres hasn't scored in his last 10 matches.
It's a good indication why he's not in the team.
Exactly. Can always back something up with a statistic, can't we? Remaining in the first half, the 1-0 scoreline, a fair reflection of Barcelona's dominance.
Great work of being off from the back.
Cancelo. Bernard. Must have been on the brink of a call-up to the Spain senior squad. Instead,
Look at this. Rayo Vallecano defending with 5 at the back.
21s in the international break. Lamine Yamal.
Ah.
Tries a trick.
That's when Barcelona are good. When they give the ball away in those sort of areas, they really do try and win it back quickly. Vallecano in a hurry, just give the ball away.
Kubasi. Araujo. And now to Pedri. Alazon.
Ah.
Here is Lejeune, a constant.
The crowd really quiet right here.
LaLiga and UEFA
No.
game this season for Rayo Vallecano.
Rayo on the counter.
Matthew screaming forward. Draws Kubasi, an impeccable performance from Pau Kabasi.
He's been phenomenal. He's been playing so well these past couple of weeks.
He dropped from his exceptional standards. He's back to his best again.
You have to remember, he's 18. No, 19. Hold on. Let me double check this. Pau Garcia, how old is he? 19. Pau Garcia, 19 years of age. Come on. You expect consistency upon consistency of your veterans.
Rayo Vallecano have an
Players who have been here for years.
Lejeune and Cease forward from the back. Gumbau, another 6-foot-plus player.
There's Martin, so decent size. Fairly anonymous throughout this first half. There's Martin, he started to centre forward, then he went out slightly to the left-hand side.
Taken on the blind side, and Barcelona almost caught a little cold then. He's aimed in the direction of Pathé fighting his own man to get there, twisting his neck. This is a good period from Rayo Vallecano.
He's a bit unlucky, doesn't keep that below the crossbar. Cease just goes slightly backwards, but did well to get there.
His only goal was that winner last week. He's been sent off more times than he scored this season, Pathé. Oh, Pedri selling Raphinha short. Palazon. Gumbau. Now Martin.
Great work, Araujo.
Araujo, on this performance, is back to his best.
There's a great example of Carlos Martin just pulling out to the left.
Let's go into the half with a clean sheet, boys. Make sure not to concede here.
He's going to take the set play here. With his left foot, Gumbau.
Gumbau's corner into the near post. Barcelona stay strong mentally. Gumbau looks like he's run himself into the ground. It's been tough for Rayo Vallecano, playing late on Thursday night and then an early-ish kick-off by Sunday standards.
Yeah.
Diaz now with the in-swinger.
Garcia retreats to his line, leaves it to a very packed defence, so hoisted away in the seconds, counting down in the first half. Barcelona don't come out as a team this time. Araujo bossing in.
Good clearance.
It looks as though Hansi Flick has got it completely right, playing as a right-sided defender. 3 minutes to be added on. Fermin Lopez never seems to tire.
There's that scramble in the box. In the end, they
Okay, 3 minutes of added time before the end of the half.
they've dominated most of the play. They've got their goal. Haven't created that many chances. The one for Raphinha where he won the ball back.
Switch to the Cancelo. Switch to the Cancelo.
Lamine Yamal.
Ah, Fermin Lopez isn't able to get back on the end of that.
Cease to the safety outlet that is Bataya. As you can see, that low camera angle is still very much a work in progress, the Camp Nou. Huge cranes above the stadium. They've had an issue this week, bit of an oversight, the club have admitted. They've got these new hoardings around the stadium, especially behind the goal. They've suddenly realised that the supporters can't see the pitch.
Yeah.
It's something they're planning to address.
Either lower the height of the boards or
Cameramen in and our ESPN reporters.
increase the height of the seats.
There is Raphinha battling for space. Superb challenge from Rayo.
He just turned back on his
Another corner for Barca right here.
You got enough on it.
This may be a bit of a trial for Rayo today. There are a lot of stories circulating in the summer that the Romanian right-back may be linked with Barcelona.
Oh my, Sunderland just beat Newcastle.
Jules Koundé, who was the regular right-back, of course. Tyre was screaming and lent it to his own man there.
No, Cancelo.
And same routine that brought the goal doesn't work this time.
And that was intended because Lewandowski also made a run round the back. There's nothing like dressing up for the occasion, is there?
Just wondering, you know, it's fashion week in some parts of the world at the moment. I think he's gone for the trawler man look.
Talking of fashion, great to hear the views of Ali Moreno and Kay Murray at half-time.
Also, Gemma Soler. Be interesting to hear what they
All right.
think of the various penalty appeals in both ends.
And that's halftime, guys.
Much as we expected, a spirited Rayo Vallecano side making life difficult. for
Exactly.
Barcelona.
I definitely see Daniel Olmo coming in onto the second half, 60th minute around there. I think he's a player who could do really well.
He punished them from a corner kick routine. Barcelona edging it at the break at the Camp Nou. It's Barcelona 1, Rayo Vallecano 0.
Some players seem to
Okay.
defy the odds.
Some player seems to define the odds. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, guys. I'll be posting the link. For those who want to join, give your thoughts about the match, feel free. It's been a solid performance from Barcelona. Really haven't had to overexert our energies. The goal that Araujo scored through a header. Haven't been really able to create that many chances this half. Oof. Facts. All right. Looking at the game so far, guys. Hansi Flick, his decision to start Araujo paid off. Now, I wasn't against Araujo starting. Just I don't want to see him in the right back position. Araujo, he's done well defensively. Able to get the header that gave Barcelona the lead. However, we are going to be looking to extend that lead in the second half. A 1-0 isn't really comfortable. Look at that. Looking at the first minute of the match, you can see right here. Look at it. The chance. I'm pretty sure that this was going to be offside, but Joan Garcia with a good save right here. There's a good save. This. There we go. Welcome, Seket. Welcome, welcome. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's great. That's great. Thoughts on the Newcastle performance? I wasn't able to hear your opinion about that.
Yeah, did you have a hangout for Newcastle game?
I just posted a video after just a recording because
Yeah,
by the time I came home and was able to record the video, it was already what I think maybe like 3 or 4 a.m. where but your time.
yeah, for me too. Yeah, it was late.
Yeah, it was a late
Yeah,
night performance and everything. But how have you been feeling about Barcelona these past couple of games?
yeah. I think second half against Newcastle that was great. I think in the first half, we played like a Premier League team. Back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a basketball game in the first half, and that kind of a game will suit Premier League team who plays like man to man and pressing and just running after the
Yeah.
ball every time. So our
Hmm.
strength is, playing the ball, creating chances. I think we did that in the second half, with little bit of more of control. I think that's why you don't have to, praise the Premier League team. They themselves run everywhere, by leaving their position. You just have to exploit the spaces by controlling the game. I think that's what
Yeah.
we did in the second half. And
Hmm.
just, they were leaving behind spaces in their, outside of their back line multiple times. So we just had to exploit that. I think they did it well in the second half. But it was
Okay.
crazy, no, no. I usually watch some big matches in the Premier League, and nobody scores like 5 and 7 goals against Newcastle.
No, no, they don't. I think that just speaks to Barcelona's quality up front and everything. But let's okay, really quickly. There's a little bit of background noise on your mic and everything. A little bit of
Yeah,
static.
yeah. Okay, let me check. You can talk on this game. I will check.
Yeah. No, but in regards to the Newcastle performance, of course, I think that was just a matter of time before Barcelona's quality, it shined through. We are the better team. We have the more talented players, and at the Camp now, it's completely different with the pitch, with the fans. I think as an opposition team coming to the stadium, it's super impossible to get a result. In regards to this performance right here, Rajo, they are making things difficult for Barcelona. They're not allowing us to create. They're defending deep when they're going forward. They're trying to put numbers. Barcelona, we haven't been really threatened by Rajo, other than this, chance right here in the first minute, and this opportunity right here, which some people say it's a penalty, other people say it's not. I personally don't think so. I think if you don't give the contact for Lamine Yamal in this earlier action, I don't think that you can give the penalty against Fermin in this situation right here. And so, you know, looking at the first half overall, I think it's been a good half from Barcelona. Obviously, after
Yeah,
a wonderful performance against Newcastle, you're not really going to see the same thing in this match.
Yeah, actually, I didn't watch the first half. I was driving, so I was just listening to the commentary. I think,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, commentator was taking Pedri's name multiple time. I think he was creating the chances according to them. Yeah, I
Okay.
think, yeah. Also, Araujo scored the goal, right?
Yeah, he did. It was from a corner. It was from a corner.
Yeah, the
Cancelo set piece.
amount of goals we are scoring, scoring from the set pieces. We are moving little bit like Arsenal right now
uh,
because specifically this season, compared to last season. This season, amount of goals we are scoring from set pieces,
yes.
I think if we
Hmm.
look at the stat, it would be around like 20 to 25% goals.
It's been an improvement, and that comes from obviously having players who have a little bit of height. Your Araujo's, your Marc Bernaz, even your Jad Martins, and it's also I'm
Yeah,
thinking about
Lewandowski too.
Yes, Lewandowski as well. Players who are great in the air and who have a little bit of height about them. And I want to get your thoughts really quickly in regards to these two penalty shouts. I don't know if you've been able to take a look at them, but right here, Lamine Yamal is fouled inside the penalty box. There's slight contact. The defender, he leaves his
Yeah,
his leg out there. You see Lamine Yamal falls. the referee doesn't call a penalty. And then
Yeah,
right after, just a couple minutes after, you have this similar instance right here where Fermin Lopez, he has slight contact on the defender, but you know, not
yeah.
not
At
really
least,
much there.
yeah. Looking at both the pitches, I think at least referee was consistent. If he would have given penalty to Lamine, then he had to give to the Rayo Vallecano player also.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also,
But
usually, in when we play against these kind of games, referee tries to let the game go rather than just
yeah,
whistling every foul, because Rayo Vallecano is physical, Getafe is also physical team, so they
yeah,
usually
exactly.
play like this, so
Mm-hmm.
it happens.
And in regards to Rafinha as well, because we've had one
Yeah,
chance
I heard on the
for
commentary that he was just shooting the ball wide of the post. I was hearing that on the commentary.
yes. So this is the chance that Rafinha missed right here. He had a 1v1 opportunity right here. He could have curled it and gone to the goalkeeper's left hand side, but he went. He tried to go to the goalkeeper's right hand side, do a low and finish, and it just
Yeah,
went out of goal. And this
I
was
think Lamine
when it
also,
was
yeah,
one
I
0.
think Fermin, yeah, in the Newcastle game, Fermin had the same shot like that. He scored the goal. He curled around the goalkeeper. I think there is a curl required because goalkeeper is moving to right hand side only, so it is hard to score a goal like that. Also, two players are trying to pressure him, but he should be the player. Player of the quality of Rafinha should be scoring this kind of goals.
No, of
His
course.
finishing has not been at the level that it was in the last season, if you think about it.
No, no, I think this is just him,
Because
just coming back into fitness because we have to
yeah,
remember
because
he's been out for a couple of
yeah,
weeks for with injuries.
yeah. Because in the last season he was like scoring one chance and he was scoring one goal. If you remember about that
Yeah.
Bayern game also, because that is the level of efficiency we need if we are going to play these big teams
Mm-hmm.
in next stages of UCL.
Yeah, 1,000%. He also missed a good opportunity from Lamine Yamal. It was a fantastic Travella pass into his feet, but he just scuffs the pass, and it's a missed opportunity, 100%. But
Yeah.
after the performance that Rafinha had in midweek, I'll cut him some slack today for not being 1,000% on it.
Yeah, I think I was listening to one YouTuber. I think he was saying that because he didn't want the Ballon d'Or like Vinny, he's doing a Vinny season right now.
He's gonna be no, but Vinny, like after the his Ballon d'Or
Yeah,
shot,
after
he
last
was
year, I
non-existent.
think yeah, now he's improving Vinny too after the one season break that he took.
The 1 season and a half break, because it wasn't until like the turn of the year since like Xavi
Yeah,
left that you really
yeah, until
been seeing
Xavi
him
left.
hmm
Yeah.
play well. But looking towards that second half,
Whenever Mbappe is out, Vinny turns around and plays like old
no,
Vinny.
well that's just because of the system. Kylian Mbappe is
Yeah,
not a striker. He doesn't maximize Vinny's
they are
potential out there on the
they
pitch. You
are
saw, for
going to
example, the
turn
combination
him.
between Benzema and Vinny.
Yeah, they are going to turn him into Ronaldo right now. They are trying to turn him into Ronaldo because Ronaldo was also left winger because of the goals he moved on to be a nine. So I think this is what going to happen to him. But let's see, he is injured. I think the next week is going to be banger. Atleti Madrid today also. Then we have to play Atleti like three games in a week, around a week and a half.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, I completely agree.
Yes,
I agree with
I
you right
one
there.
thing I noticed, many people are not noticing the center back partnership of Gerard Martin and Kubarsi. Even Ronaldo Araujo is not getting into that partnership because he has to play right back now.
What have been your thoughts in regards to Araujo in that position in the right back? Because I don't like Araujo in that right back position. I
Uh,
think, he really limits the progression there. I think if you are going to see
yeah,
Araujo on
that
the team, just have
only
him in the center
I
back
like.
spot.
Yeah, I like him in that position only because he has
Okay.
less chances to do the mistakes that he used to do in the box because he is usually
Okay.
facing the winger outside of the box, so the chances of getting penalty is less. because if even if he fouls, it will be likely be a yellow, not a red. Also, the problem
Okay.
with that is only that is Lamin doesn't have any help on that side. That's the only
He
problem.
doesn't. He doesn't. It's a
Yeah.
constant 1v2, and I'm
So
looking
we
for
can
a
play
Xavi Spark
Araujo
to come
as
on
a
in the
right.
second half.
Yeah, if we can play Ronaldo Araujo as a right back, then we have to play Lamin more centrally. I think
But then who's the second
in the
out there on the
future
right?
maybe. Yeah,
That's the problem right there. But
because both the goals that he created, Lamin against Newcastle, was from the middle.
that is true. Yeah, he drifted centrally, had a lovely turn or lovely piece of
Yeah,
skill to create the action right there. Second, who would you sub on in the second half?
yeah. Rashford, I would sub on Rashford.
Rashford. How come?
Yeah, because Raphinha is not finishing his chances. Raphinha should be on his toe all the time. Even if he
Okay.
is great player, of course. And Rashford has not been getting chances recently, so maybe Rashford.
Wow. Look
Also,
at that.
One of the Pedri and Bernal should be rested.
I agree. I agree. Well, they've been playing a lot. I would actually sub off Pedri because Marpanal he's not likely to go into the the Spanish national team. Actually, I don't think he has been called up, and so he's going to be staying at Barcelona. Pedri, of course, he's going to be going to the Spanish national team. I see Ferran already set to come on. It seems that Lewandowski is going to be subbed off. I think that's understandable. I think you have something different. Lewandowski, he's not the same old Lewandowski. You can't be playing him for too many games consistently. He's gonna be having that. But before the second half starts, second score predictions.
Yeah, I would say 3-1, probably.
3-1. Okay, solid,
Yeah.
solid. But
Yeah. Also,
that's
that
the
save from
prediction I
John
had.
Garcia, I don't know whether you talked about it or not. That save could have changed the game.
Yes, yeah. I started the video talking about that,
Yeah.
but this
Crazy.
save was huge from
Crazy
Joao Garcia.
goalkeeper, man. We just signed a generational goalkeeper.
I don't know if this was offside though. I haven't seen the replay on whether he was offside or not. The commentary didn't talk about it, but regardless, this is a massive save from Joe Garcia. If Rajo in the first minute opened up the scoring, as you said, it would have been a completely different game. But yeah, Lewandowski off, Ferran in. So again, I'll see you there for the match reaction if you do
Yeah.
tune in and everything. But
Yeah.
Barcelona
Okay.
have the opportunity to get the 3 points right here. 1000%. All right, guys. Second half about to get underway and everything. We bring back the audio, and we'll get the second half underway.
You won't know. Chance for Ferran Torres to rediscover his form.
Torres is the leading scorer in La Liga. He's scored 12 goals, one more, well, between the centre forwards, one more than Robert Lewandowski. And our Rayo Vallecano are going to counter with a change of their own here. It's going to be Espino coming on for the second half. Alvaro taking the place of Martin in attack. So a double change here, Pierce. He's a little late to return to the party. And it's Oscar Valentin, who was booked in the first half, who is replaced. So maybe a suggestion that neither coach is entirely happy with plan A. Inigo Perez, that's what better from his players this week. They left it late to equalise against Levante. On other sides, they're fighting the relegation battle last week. It was the worst 45 minutes of his coaching career. I think that he'd been reasonably satisfied with the way his team have operated in the opening 45 today. Not expected to play expansive football. No, this is on Barcelona.
All right.
You do know when you're playing against Barcelona, as they found it in the very first minute of the game, you can break them down, you can break their offside line, you can create chances. They only did that in the very first minute, so that's the disappointment, I would think, from the coach.
quiet first half, but I always feel that is when he's at his most dangerous. Away goes Cancelo. Get into space for the Portuguese fullback. Araujo sticks to it. Corner Barcelona.
Raphinha took Araujo in to start with. Move the space for Cancelo to break forward. He's got a bit of pace.
The Barca players warming up right now.
Back out there.
Cancelo looks at the near post. It bobbles agonising in front of Fermin Lopez.
A foul?
The way the referee had spotted an off-the-ball infringement.
What foul?
The player that was fouled in the end.
Fermin Lopez kicks the defenders.
Still movement on the Barcelona touchline. It's not a bad pool of players to dip into for Hansi Flick if he needs to freshen things up.
What's going on here? Barça campeón de campeones. I'm gonna write that like across the wall. Champions of champions.
Palazon's good early run. This may be onside, and John Garcia goes down, and it's a pretty easy take for the wannabe Spain international goalkeeper.
I think it was offside. It wasn't when the ball was played. The assistant gave it as offside. That's why the referee said play on.
Referee got it right against you.
He did.
There's Bernal. Cease comes a long way to greet him.
That's offside.
Early. Palazon. Ball stuck at his feet, but he was feeling guilty in that he'd returned from an offside position.
He definitely was offside when the ball was played into him. To close the goalkeeper down, was jogging back. Right for his trouble. So he's made his couple of changes at half-time. Been a foul anyway. It was a good tackle by Kubasi.
Well, he has introduced his leading scorer, Alvaro Garcia, one of the quickest players in La Liga for the second half. Garcia, 12 goals in all competitions, 6 of them in Europe. Just to manage his minutes intelligently, as Alvaro Garcia, 33 years of age now. He's got a long way to go, hasn't he, to catch up with Lewandowski in the opposing corner.
He's played in the last couple of games for Vallecano. Garcia.
Fine, Rafa, no!
Against Samsunspor in the round of 16 in the UEFA Conference. Araujo.
It's a good job they had a cushion into the second leg, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, winning 3-1 in Turkey. And for the first time in their history, losing a UEFA game at home. Cancelo comes away with the ball against the odds then. Picked in the pocket of Fran Perez. Kubasi. Araujo. Ball is good in Cease. Uses the hip bone to deflect the ball away.
Goes out for a Rayo Vallecano throw in.
Bent into the space. Good game. Araujo. Spino can play at left back. He's going to play on the left-hand side of the central midfield area.
Nice, Ferran.
Ball away
Rafa,
there.
Rafa, Rafa, Rafa.
Lamine Lopez looking for Raphinha. Great first touch from him, but
That was a great idea from Rafa.
excellent block from Racho. He's had a very impressive game in the right back position for Rayo Vallecano.
Ferran, Ferran, Ferran.
Raphinha spots that his teammate is down and draws it to the referee's attention.
What happened to Fermin right here?
Lopez, who I think injured himself when he tried to cross the ball. He's been involved in the action since then. It's when the ball was played down the side, he was trying to keep it in, he crossed the ball for Raphinha. I think he went down off the pitch. So a couple of incidences in recent times where the artificial surface just off the back has caused players one or two problems. Game in Germany, Dortmund, Lamine Yamal actually ruptured his cruciate by slipping on the artificial surface just off the pitch.
Has Fermin Lopez injured himself?
I didn't quite show that.
Have the medical team work their magic. A man who put so much into his game. They've recognised his talents by rewarding him this season with an extended contract to 2031. An obvious replacement, if Hansi Flick thought it was correct, would of course be Gavi, who's on the bench today.
Okay.
He's going to have to wait the mandatory 30 seconds or so before the referee allows his reintroduction over there. Lamine Lopez. Racho.
Is there a late challenge here? I think the follow through from Gerard Martin catches Palazon. Palazon had every right to put his foot in front of the ball.
Cancelo.
Oh, Cancelo.
Araujo. Lamine Yamal.
They get the beating of the left back on many occasions today. Chavaria.
Change in the scoreline. Barcelona certainly the better team. So 1-0 is slender. Of course, if they are successful today, go on to 73 points. They will be 7 ahead of Real Madrid, who later.
And Real Madrid, yeah, with a big game against Atletico.
Capital derby.
Anything but a win is drop points.
This has been one of their least inspiring performances, I would say, in terms of the attacking threat.
It's a big ask, too much of an ask there for Raphinha. Headed defending by Racho. Barcelona just happy to slow the game down, dictating the pace of things. Pedri, who ups the pace for Barca.
Oh, Lamine.
Lamine Yamal leaves Visca there. Draws the
Ah!
tries to pass it into the
That was a lovely piece of skill.
Said before, he's at his most dangerous when he's at his most quiet.
But the quality comes from Pedri to start with. Wriggles away from a couple of challenges, finds the pass. First touch is good. Finish not quite so good, but he's hitting the right sort of areas. And then Torres wasn't quite alive to where that might go. No surprise, he was the architect of the move, Pedri.
Took the words out of my mouth because I was just about to say superb challenge to block.
If Lamine Yamal scored this, where do you guys think it would rank among his best goals?
Win the ball. Yes, he does.
But it was the perfect challenge.
It was the perfect challenge.
That touch to get away from pressure,
Get that one right.
that would have been nice.
Fair judge of this referee today, Stu.
Is there anyone you would swap Yamal for? Nah, not a single player in the world.
Fermin Lopez tries to make a run up there, and then Torres gives chase. I don't think he's had a touch of the ball yet since coming on for Torres.
Great effort right there from Lewa. I mean, from Lewa, from Ferran.
Wayward pass, really, from Raphinha. So another couple of substitutions for Rayo Vallecano.
No!
Across the goal and agonisingly a slide away from reaching Raphinha.
Lovely little ball played down the side. He gets half a yard away from Cease. He's going for goal. It's Raphinha that can't quite get there. Slide it in.
So close.
A further double change. Third and fourth alterations.
Danny almost had to come on right here.
Pedro Diaz is one of those coming off. And Eli Frutos, potential Spain international striker. He got a cap recently, made his debut against Turkey. Comes on. So it's a central striker, a midfield player. Barcelona will counter as well by bringing on Dani Olmo in the next opportunity.
Yeah.
Playing.
Bow is the other player that's gone off for Rayo Vallecano.
Okay, clearance.
And Lopez.
Would you rather watch
Come on for it.
match at midnight or early morning? Oof. I'd probably go early morning. Midnight, it would ruin. It'd probably ruin my sleep schedule. Early morning, I just have to go to bed early.
Here's Ben out. Martin. Martin has space to go forward. Goes right to Cancelo. Cancelo. Cute.
No!
He got a slight connection.
We're having these half chances where the final pass is a little bit too long, or the touch is just
Ball played
not
wide,
there.
runner. Cancelo plays the ball into the space. This was a decent one. Looking like that will be the end of
Fermin Lopez coming off.
If he has picked up a slight knock, it would be wise to take him out of the firing line. That's a great picture, isn't it? Young and old come to support their local team.
Who else is coming on?
It's the kind of player that wants to go the whole 90 minutes, but he
Is it Casado?
responsibility to Dani Olmo in midfield. And
It is Casado.
of the performance put in by Benal and Casado has an opportunity to re-establish himself in the eyes of the manager. Barcelona readjusting and they need
Good save from Joan.
his third save of the game.
Casado and Danny Olmo on. Fermin Lopez and Marc Banal off.
Forward. Barcelona don't deal with it. That did a bit of pace as you was speaking about. Good strike from the substitute. Garcia in at the near post. Garcia alert and alive to it. And he's going to be alert to this corner.
You can hear the goalkeeper there. Demanding.
Who do you think will win the UCL except Barca? I'd go Bayern.
Garcia loses it.
I think right now they're the best team in the world.
Had a bit more pace on the cross than he thought here.
I think Barcelona at their best surpassed that of Bayern at their peak. But this Barca team, I still feel that we're 1 or 2 signings away from surpassing them. We need a top striker. We need a top defender. I think with those 2 signings, with just 2 additions. Oh, Jawan! What a save!
What a save! He's certainly not injured, this kid keeper. He gets better week in, week out.
It's Lopez, who has just come on, who gets the head of one of the smallest players on the pitch. What a good save.
What a save from Jawan, keeping Barcelona in the lead.
For Barcelona.
Clears the ball.
Look at that. When Lopez gets on the end of that, the ball right here, right next to Joan Garcia, he makes a save.
Martin, another neat and tidy performance at centre back for him today. Alazon to Lejeune.
And Gavi goes to warm up now.
Barcelona need the security of a second. Olmo. Raphinha. Oh, could have gone anywhere there, but a lucky interception by Lopez.
It's going straight to Dani Olmo to open up his body and get his shot away.
The ball. 3 on 3 here. And once more.
Joan Garcia yet again.
The rescue.
Being there, right spot, right time.
In the race for the MVP.
Right place, right time.
There's the area that
What do you
Barcelona
think
had a big
Real
run
Madrid
in
need to beat
the course
Barca?
of the season, and certainly in the last couple of games, people breaking down that left-hand side. It's far too easy.
Do you mean who do you think Real Madrid needs to beat? Well, I don't think Real Madrid have the consistency
Challenge by Alvaro Garcia was drawn
to surpass Barcelona in La Liga.
Lamine.
We've been seeing that.
He stepped on his toe. These lightweight boots,
They have been looking better
that does hurt.
with the absences of Mbappe and the absence of Jude Bellingham.
Mind you,
I think that's because Obrador has had the freedom to implement or structure the team how it should be structured. You don't have 3 left wingers. You don't have, a player who doesn't defend.
Cancelo. Pedri, greeted by a strong
That's a foul.
Easy Palazon.
Yellow card.
Referee showing the yellow card to Fran Perez.
Mbappe should be coming back relatively soon, no?
just thought he could win it here. So he does well to get his body across the ball, protecting it. There's only going to be one outcome, free kick and a yellow card. Overly happy about being taken off, I don't think.
Oh, well, actually, he's back already.
Him for his own well-being, Fermin Lopez, after he took that heavy knock, it appeared. Raphinha, good ball in. Target was fell out.
That was a great ball. Not able to get on the end of that.
Acquire tickets for Newcastle United in this game. That 7-2 thriller where I'm told by those who were there that it's been the best atmosphere generated since Barcelona returned to the stadium. Champions League in midweek. he's been more of an observation of a football match. Lamine Yamal, pass ceased, bumped off by the second man. This time he's asking for the yellow card against Cis.
Yellow card for
He
Cis.
will serve a suspension for the home game against Elche.
The top half of his body across.
He like headbutted him, no?
An arm tug on the other side of it. This is the one that's got the yellow card.
If you could bring any player to Barca all time except Barca legends, who would it be? Okay, so no Barca legend. You mean like obviously like the obvious picks, you know, your Messi's, your Xavi's, Busquets, Iniestas? Are you talking about ex-Barcelona player that isn't a Barca legend? Is that your question?
Raphinha, Palazon heads away. Pedri can't get there. Ambitious shot from distance. Dani Olmo takes his time and whizzes it across the face of goal.
Okay. Let me think about that.
Across the goalkeeper, aiming for the far post. Might have got a touch on it. Going for God, it's a nice strike. He's going wide.
My thought process, the first player that came into mind is Rakitic. Because I don't think he's a Barca legend.
They do take a chance or two, Rayo Vallecano. Just over 58,000 inside the stadium today.
What about any player that didn't play in Barca?
And that major match, the Clasico against Barcelona. And,
So a player that I would have loved to see play for Barca.
take your pick, all three offside.
I was thinking maybe like a Pogba, a Paulo Dybala.
Lay off the ball, long gone, a foul on Cancelo.
He's got to be careful. Cease.
The ink is
I would have loved to see those two players play at Barca.
He does have that streak in him. He was sent off against Real Madrid in February, following a dismissal against Oviedo in November. That was very close. His third red card of the season.
And if you're going all the way back, I would have loved to see, you know, like all-timers play for the club. I would love to see, you know, a Maldini play at Barca, a Beckenbauer.
Raphinha makes the run. Ceases there. Corner prevented. The defending. Runs into Raphinha again. Cancelo fires it at Ferran Torres. Nothing is quite working out at the moment for Ferran Torres.
It's the right idea. Just didn't get the back heel enough forward momentum on it. Get it into Yamal. A fairly scrappy second half, isn't it?
Great stuff, boys.
Please, Rayo Vallecano, but can they make the
So
most
many
of it?
talented players.
Get a goal here.
Olmo to Lamine Yamal. Olmo continues his run, but Pathé wins the foot race. Espino to the jump. Tucker Gamble. Achu. Cancelo. Pedri. Almost willing them to foul him, but they don't fall into that trap. Oh, that's a raw challenge from Cancelo. The referee giving the advantage. That wasn't the best of tackles either. And the yellow card is very clearly shown.
There's 2 or 3 strong challenges coming in. Cavasi's was the last of them. He probably got the ball, but I think it's the way he went in. He doesn't get the ball with the front leg. That's the one that he made the contact. It was. So the referee again is absolutely right. This time he doesn't give a yellow card.
Barcelona only edged the game in Bilbao against Athletic by a single goal.
No, Lamine.
Apart in recent weeks, 4 against Villarreal, 5 last week against Sevilla. The aforementioned 7 against Newcastle. Rayo still in with a chance. Cancelo stands his ground. Izzy Palazon. That's Rayo Vallecano, who are beginning to take risks. Unrest from the Barca supporters. They want their team to put in a bit more running here. Uncomfortable with the way that Rayo now seem to be growing in confidence. Araujo lets it run out of play. For a big man,
Substitutions?
Just having a word with somebody.
Barcelona matchday delegate. Quite sure what that is all about. He's asking for some kind of stadium announcement.
Somebody in the crowd has got a whistle. That's reading from that.
Your lip reading of the Spanish language is exemplary.
What? So someone in the crowd has a whistle?
I said. Yeah, he's explaining there to Izzy Palazon, who's wearing the captain's armband of Rayo Vallecano, that somebody's acting as an imposter.
Well, that was happening in the Chelsea PSG game during the week, which I was commentating on. PSG fans seem to have whistles. You can hear it all the time. Players got used to it. Just played to the referee's whistle, but it was certainly off-putting for a while.
Okay.
It's easier to find, and
Well, I mean, this helps Barcelona cool down the match, so.
58,000 crowd. The delegate is acting as fast as he can. 4th official trying to hurry him along. But Adrian Cordero is in no great hurry to restart the game until the local difficulty has been settled. 15 minutes of regulation time remaining. There we go, here's the announcement. Please do not whistle. You know what's going to happen? He's going to cue 1,000 whistles. You knew it was going to happen. I think for the next 15 minutes we're going to be getting phantom whistles from every corner of the stadium.
Weird stop, I would say. Weird stop to the match.
To Pathesis. In some ways that may have benefited Barcelona because it was a period where Rayo Vallecano were coming on strong. Later on we head back to the FC studios to Ali Moreno and Kay Murray. And, the analysis of Luis Garcia, they're looking at maybe more Rayo Vallecano opportunities than Barca chances in this game. Garcia has made a succession of very capable stops.
A very tired team at the moment, Barcelona. No invention really. Players are struggling to find their form.
They all head away. But
That's where Hansi Flick has to make some substitutions. The team is looking a little bit leggy,
Thomas Tuchel has invented something.
looking a little bit tired.
England managers effectively chosen 2 squads, hasn't he? 35 players. Told some to report for the first game, some to report for the second game, to utilise the international break to refresh themselves.
Well, a pass from Kubarsi into space, Danny.
Cleverly steals a few yards in midfield, but they very quickly close him down.
Plus, the sun doesn't help either. Must be scorching hot.
Referee heard the scream, saw nothing wrong. Now Lamine Yamal. Danny Olmo stands his ground. The referee's now going to check on the welfare of the Rayo man.
I think some substitutions just to close off the game.
He's one of those footballers who has a low pain threshold.
He just flicked the ball away. I don't think that the Real called him that badly, if at all. Screen. Barcelona didn't make the most of it. A poor pass and well read by Cease. Has his team got enough to go and get an equaliser here and really put the kind of amongst the pigeons in terms of La Liga's title race? Massive game tonight in Madrid.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, we need one more goal here.
Advancing in the Champions League. It's a season, not exactly defining game, it's certainly a season-shaping game. Atletico will start the match in 4th place, some way behind Villarreal as it stands. Real Madrid, 66 points. Barca at this moment in time on 73. You can see behind the goal the terrace is bouncing. Can Rayo Vallecano bring those fans to a standstill?
Given against Barcelona here for handball.
Yep, rolled along the arm. He felt it'd been fouled. Assistant had seen nothing wrong.
Needs a good delivery from Palazon. The header that they had a few minutes ago from Unai Lopez at the near post.
Okay.
Great save from Juan Garcia.
If Rayo can score, they'll be doing a huge favour to the 2 Madrid City neighbours. Palazon. Garcia comes, throws himself at it. I'm not sure he actually got a touch of the ball, but he certainly diverted the 2 players. That was Lejeune who was closest to getting in there.
The goalkeeper, see, he's the only player on the pitch that gets away with that, being so late with the challenge, bundles into Lejeune. Any other player, that's a foul.
Rashford warming up, or set to come on.
We'll be getting a text message from Casey Keller if he continue like this. 10 minutes remaining at the Camp Nou. Rayo Vallecano coming on strong. Raphinha, any part of the body to get the ball away. They've still got the tall heavyweights in there. And again, decisive goalkeeping from Joan Garcia. Sets Pedri on his way. Pedri hits it long, chase that. Bataya had a head start.
Oh, the keeper makes a mistake.
As an outfield player, he stays down, leaves it to his defenders to save his advantage.
No, Rafa.
He has a moment like that in every single game he plays, Augusto Bataya.
And what he does, he tries to stay down initially to say that it was a foul. It wasn't a foul. It's a great little tackle there from Raphinha. What he wasn't able to do was then get back quickly enough.
No.
At the time, the defender got out there, and the cross was a fairly weak one. He's got to get up and get on with it, the goalkeeper. We are going to see Marcus Rashford for Yamal, by the looks of it.
Yamal.
Yamal certainly hasn't been at his best. You say that about Raphinha as well.
Well, there have been flashes this afternoon, but not too many instances of the incredible talents of Lamine Yamal. He'll head off to inspire.
Well, he did look tired.
Going to see Marcus Rashford. We haven't seen a lot of him. He's been the unused sub in the last 2 games. Only 1 start in the last 10. And Fran Perez is off. And Cancelo comes on. This is his full deck of cards now. Inigo Perez.
I think this is a foul. He wins the ball there.
He does step on him.
Slightly on the goalkeeper's foot, but in that situation, you've got to get up and defend for your life as a goalkeeper.
There they go, Barcelona. The offside trap has been broken. They take their time. Oh no, 2.
Rayo player misses. Oh my.
Espino, you could see his mind ticking over. What do I do? Low and hard.
And he was onside.
3 players that are offside, but not the player that makes the run there and gets on the ball. Espino takes his time on his left foot. You can see what he's trying to do.
Oh, Barcelona got away with one there.
There to be scored. It's the right place to go, but he just doesn't.
Oh my God, Barcelona get away with one there.
Big miss.
Well, he has been quite an impact sub for Rayo Vallecano this season. He scored 2 vital goals against Yagniolia.
Look at this chance missed right here.
For Conference League as a late substitute. Almost did it again.
Barcelona, energy-wise, are hanging on here.
If they get the 3 points, they've done it the hard way.
Before the game, Hansi Flick saying he had no problem with the players being tired. They should be okay. They've had a lot of games, yes, but I'm picking the team that I think is the best team.
Most supporters did spend a fair amount of time teasing the referee over his phantom whistle, but now they feel that they need to drag the players over.
Nice, Rashford.
Rashford gets involved immediately. His body checked off the ball by Lejeune.
No foul on Rashford.
The first time that those two bumped into each other. Lejeune played for Newcastle United in the English Premier League.
His angle of approach was all wrong, Lejeune. That is a foul. That is obstruction.
Hansi Flick is so hot under the collar. He's removed that jumper that was so offending you in the first half. It's a gamble by Lejeune. Sure, Stuart, whether this is intentional of Barcelona to sit back or it is just fatigue. As Rayo certainly are inspired at the moment.
They've just lost their rhythm. No patterns of play. Barcelona are struggling here.
There goes Chavarria, supported by Espino. Fires it in. It's the full force of Rayo Vallecano.
Not just be physically, mentally.
Oh my God, Cancelo, don't make that mistake.
It was a missed kick, and Garcia didn't see the striker coming in on the blind side. Alvaro Garcia, De Frutos looking.
Rayo putting Barcelona under pressure here.
Run from the sub Cancelo.
It's a bit of a mess at the cross, but Juan Garcia just didn't realise Alvaro Garcia was making the run across him. Big last few minutes here for Barcelona.
Yeah, come on, boys. Let's close it out.
Watching intently will be the
Today's a must-win. There's the Madrid derby. A team is dropping points in that game.
Today, 3 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN Plus. And a big build-up as well, an hour's pre-game show. What do we have here in the grand finale at the Camp Nou? It is a superb Sunday of La Liga action here on the ESPN networks. Nervously waving their arms, screaming at their players down on the shop floor below us.
No, Cancelo.
Misread by Cancelo. He's left a gap there. Leaves his challenge in a little bit late. Panic stations in the Barcelona defence.
Rashford. Counter.
Rescue. Barcelona charge. Rashford, full of energy.
Nice Rashford. Hey.
Beats two. Taken down by Izzy Palazon. Yellow.
Good play from Rashford. Really good
Lovely
play.
piece of skill right there from
Burst of
Rashford.
energy. Put his team high up the field. Didn't have a pass on. Nutmeg there. And then a cynical foul by Palazon. Deservedly gets the yellow card.
Yeah, rightfully so.
He followed Rashford. And on
We didn't need that from Rashford. Barcelona were under pressure right there. Rajo's coming into the game.
Could have done the same. Hansi Flick and his assistant going to the drawing board.
Nah, Pedri, you killed him.
It's Pedri that wants to take his time. Then they play a ball over the top. Rashford can't get it. He's one of the better players in the first half. For the first 10-15 minutes of the second, but his form has suffered.
It hasn't been a great game from Pedri.
It's getting close to the traditional siesta time. We're here in Catalonia. Not a single supporter contemplating leaving the Camp Nou early. Barcelona's next La Liga fixture against Atletico Madrid.
Oh, come on.
Right here, Cameo fires it in.
Boys, it's a 3v2.
Garcia.
I think that might have been creeping in at the far post. Good strike.
Yes.
That's a big enough touch on it. Really worrying.
Oh, my.
Desperate to get back in the game.
I mean, this is what happens when you don't close off the match.
Another important touch from the brilliant Barcelona goalkeeper. Another player down. João Cancelo.
Really struggled in the last 20 minutes.
Oh, my gosh.
Pace. Been struggling. Hasn't gone past him easily.
Xavi Esparza coming on. You see this chance right here.
The youngster.
3 players, Rashford, Pedri, and Joao Cancelo. It's a 3v2, and yet the player is still able to get a shot. Should be doing a lot better there. With the way these boys played this past week, I couldn't care how this game plays. Just get the 3 points. Facts.
Araujo is
I don't care how Barcelona play against Rayo. Rayo are always a super difficult team to play against.
the player who's
I just want the 3 points.
for securing the 3 points if they pull it off. And exhausted. Cancelo heads
We played great against Newcastle, you know.
opportunity.
We played great against Sevilla.
Graduate from the Barcelona University.
I'm happy with that.
18 years of age, Barcelona born boy. Great punch away from Joan Garcia. We're into 6 minutes of additional time. Corner wasn't prevented by Joan Garcia. I'm not entirely sure that the referee's assistant could see that clearly on the blind side of the pitch. Hold of the ball.
It didn't go out.
He kept that in play by the looks of it from the first viewing. Let's have another look here.
Corner taken quickly. Barcelona organised themselves. It's a very generous amount of time added, mainly for the phantom whistle inside the stadium.
6 minutes of added time.
Raphinha trying to lift the players around him now. They need the
Come on, boys.
The club. Everybody has to dig in. Izzy Palazon. Superb challenge. Danny Olmo. Racing down the left is Marcus Rashford.
No, Rashford.
Inside. Cease comes to greet him. No,
Right here we have to slow things down.
To get that absolutely right. Rashford being a bit braver and stuck his leg out to flick it over the top. Maybe not.
Well, 2 sets of entirely exhausted players down there. Summer is kicking in early in Barcelona. Temperatures now in the mid-70s. No place to hide, no shadows cast at the Camp Nou. Clever back flick, but Torres.
No.
Cease once more. He's having a storming finale to the game. Rayo. Sliding tackle put behind by Ferran Torres.
Oh my.
When he came in as the coach, Hansi Flick, after a little spell out of the game, he was very relaxed. Now he's kicking every ball, disputing every decision. But Torres passes on. Xavi Espat to Raphinha. Espat tries to get out of the way, clearing the path to Raphinha. In some leagues they go for the corner flag in a situation like this, but Barcelona still trying to find a route to goal.
Nice, Rafa. What?
And Judith Romano Garcia, the assistant over there, little uncertain which way to wave the flag.
I actually think she got it absolutely right.
All those supporters were disagreeing with Judge Judith. There's Danny Olmo. Rashford creates a decoy. Maybe it should have gone to Rashford. This game is still very much in the balance. Liga acting as ball boy, Gerard Martin. What a contrast for Barcelona. After the fireworks against Newcastle United, this has been a performance on a low light.
Great work there from Xavi.
Cancelo. Nice layoff. He was taken out well after the ball had gone. Martin to Rashford.
Flick desperate to get Martin back into a defensive position. Raphinha across as well from that far side. Yamal having a nice little rest.
And why not? Two of the coolest characters in football there. Wojciech Szczesny and Lamine Yamal.
Good clearance.
This is a huge weekend. It comes to a Liga title. Don't forget, make a date later today. Clear your diary for the Madrid derby, Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. Barcelona clinging on at the moment. We're into the final minute of promised additional time. Pedri gives it away. Chavarria involved.
No.
Cease was there. It was on to Raphinha, who's all alone with not a defender around him. All discipline has gone out of the game now. And that
Great work right there from Cancelo.
Rayo Vallecano and Barcelona are within touching distance of the full 3 points.
And that's a big call. Cancelo wins the free kick, and that should be it, really. Garcia will take his time and hit it, I'd imagine, into the space for Rashford to run onto, or try to run onto it.
That's game.
Well, they've done it the hard way.
Come on.
Kept a perfect home
Woo.
record. 50 games played in Barcelona.
Oh my. Rayo putting Barcelona under pressure right there. They had the opportunity to equalize. This was a chance missed right here. This was the deciding moment right here. This right here, if this Rayo Vallecano player scores, it's 1-1. Joan Garcia, man of the match. He had some key saves towards the end of that half. Key save like a 1. That was the first one. Second save, and this at the start of the match, 3 key saves that Joan Garcia made to make sure that Rayo do not score. Barcelona get the 3 points, and that's absolutely fantastic, guys. And why do I say that? Why is it so important? Look at there, Andres Iniesta on the stands. It's because just a couple hours later, Real Madrid versus Atletico. Madrid derby. A team is dropping points. Who is it going to be? Let's hope both of them drop points. But let's see. But guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the watch along. It was it was a particularly stellar game, but it was a game that Barcelona just had to get the job done, and they did so. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you there for the match reaction. And thank you guys for watching.